So many golfers ask me, what's a simple watch that won't set me back a small fortune? Well, if that sounds like you, then stick around because this watch might be for you. It's the brand new ShotScope G6 and it retails in the UK for £180 or $180 in the US. In this video, I'm going to cover what I like about this watch as well as what I don't. But first of all, let's cover off the key details. It has a simple colour screen with a 4-button design. It's not a touchscreen, it just works with those buttons. And it comes with 36,000 preloaded courses. So ShotScope should have you covered no matter where you play. Now the watch shows all the essential information that you're going to need to know out on the course. So you've got the front, middle and back yardages to the green, as well as the front and back yardages to hazards. You've also got yardages to doglegs, and it will tell you the distance that you hit your last shot. But uniquely for watches in this price range, it's also giving you a full hole map. Now this watch doesn't have all of the tracking features and the data that you get with other ShotScope watches. This is fundamentally just really a distance watch. One other design feature is that the watch wristbands themselves are easily customizable. So it's got a quick release strap system there. And when you buy them, you actually get the choice of 2 straps. So if you fancy going with something a little bit brighter or a little bit darker, you get the choice when you buy it. In testing, I found the battery life on this watch to be all right. After playing 18 holes, the battery was showing 66% remaining. So long as you only use the watch on the course, you should be all right to get 2 rounds out of it. You might not get 2 rounds out of it if you wear the watch to the course the rest of the day, the next morning, and then playing 18 holes. I think that might be a little bit close. If you do decide that you want to buy this watch, then I have included my affiliate links down in the description below. And don't forget, you can get an extra 15% off at ShotScope for qualifying products, including this one, I think, with my exclusive code GGReviews. So what do I like with this watch? First of all, the simplicity. If this was a more expensive watch, then it would actually be probably too simplistic and I'd want more features. But for a basic golf watch that has a colour screen and hole maps, which we'll come to in a moment, you're getting a good amount of value given that it has quite a reasonable price point. I'll cover off alternatives in a minute, but there's not too much that really is going to challenge this. I also like the fact that you are getting hole maps with this watch and the fact that there's no subscription with them. So if you buy a Garmin S44, not only is that watch around £300, but also you're having to then pay a monthly or annual subscription to get the benefit of having full hole maps. Now again, the hole maps on this are pretty basic. The screen only shows a certain amount of colours and you can't actually zoom in on the map or pinpoint a specific location. But if you want a rough idea of the layout of a hole or where a bunker is or where your driver is going to land roughly, then these maps are going to be perfect for that. The watch is really simple to use. You have got a button here to select, a button here to go back, and then you've got up and down for your menus. And that's pretty much it. That's all you need. All the menus are clearly laid out and all the information is pretty clear as well. When you're on the home screen, for example, and you've got the front, middle and back, then you can press a single button to get to the hazards, and then you can actually get into the menu by pressing select and get a few more options. From the main golf screen, you've got the front, middle and back yardages, but you can also see your current score, you can see the hole that you're on, the par of that hole, and at the top, it tells you the time as well. Now that's just a little minor thing, but I really like that in a golf watch. The fact that you can see the time without having to press another button or go hunting for the clock face. Now another thing that I like with this ShotScope watch, and actually any ShotScope watch, is that you do then get access to the ShotScope app. So if you use your phone while you're out on the course and you want a little bit more detail on those hole maps, then you can actually use the accompanying phone app and then get that information there. Now, just before I move on to my dislikes, if you're the type of golfer that likes to make the most of their money and get the best bargains available, then make sure you sign up to my free monthly Golf Deals newsletter. I'll include a link down in the description below because every month I send the best deals that I find online straight to your inbox. So let's get on to my dislikes. And my first one is the actual overall look and design of the watch. It's certainly basic looking and you've got a rather large bezel going around the outside of this watch, and then you've got quite a smaller screen on the inside. So in terms of style points, you're not really getting very many. I wouldn't really want to wear this watch off of the course, but I'm perfectly happy wearing this watch on the course. On the back of the watch, you might have noticed there that you've got a proprietary charger. So this is the charger that ShotScope use on all of their golf watches, which means that if you lose it, you're gonna have to buy another one. It would be nice if it would have come with a USB-C charger instead, but to be honest, no golf watches do that. Even Garmin use their proprietary charger port there, and they've been using that for absolute years. So it just seems to be something that all the watch manufacturers do. Something that I have found a little bit annoying with this is the fact that you can't adjust the brightness of the screen in any way. And also you can't lengthen the screen light brightness time. I think you know what I mean. So once it comes on, you can kind of navigate the watch there and you'll see it actually turns off pretty quickly. And it's bright enough, but you can't really boost that anyway. So it is what it is. I didn't have any problems out on the course on a bright sunny day because it is quite a matte design and the colours are kind of muted on the watch. But if you wanted to change it, well, you can't. The watch does run a little bit slow as well. It's not got the fastest processor in here. So when you're going through the menus and scrolling through, there is a little bit of a delay on the click. It's not the snappiest watch in the world. And to that same point, generally the overall feel of the watch is a little bit cheap. It's very, very lightweight. It does feel cheap, but on the other hand, it is cheap. So I'm not that disappointed with that. I don't expect this watch to feel like a £500 watch and have some weight and solidness to it. Another dislike with this watch is that it doesn't facilitate slope readings on here as well. My last dislike with the watch is actually the fact that although you can record your scores on the watch as you play, which is really good, you can't actually then save the scores. So it will show you the summary at the end of the round. Congratulations, you shot a 78, or in my case, more like a 96. However, when you then finish that, it's gone. So although this watch does have Bluetooth in order to facilitate firmware updates, it doesn't actually then upload that scorecard to the ShotScope app, and then it's there in the ecosystem. It's gone, it's dusted. So this is very much a one and done scorecard use. So what about the alternatives that you might want to consider instead of the G6? Well, in the ShotScope range, if you're not bothered about the whole maps, then you might want to keep an eye out for the previous G5, as that's the main iteration on this one. And if you're not even bothered about having a color screen, then definitely check out the G4 instead, which then pretty much has all the same functionality, except has a plain monochrome screen. And don't forget, you've also got the ShotScope V5. So with that watch, you're getting a similar style screen and the whole map design, but you're also then getting ShotScope's club tags and all of the data that comes with that. Now I appreciate it's quite a bit more expensive and is offering a very different proposition compared to the G6, but that's something you might also want to consider. Now, if you do want a watch that has those full whole maps, but actually you fancy maybe a touch screen on it so you have a little bit more interaction, then first of all you can consider the Bushnell Ion Elite watch, which retails for around £200, although you can often find it in sales for a little bit cheaper. Now interestingly, that watch does have slope and can record the scores as well and update them onto the app, but it is a little bit more fiddly and complex to use compared to this. Garmin have the S12, and that's another basic watch. So they look pretty similar in design. They both don't have a touchscreen. The S12 has a plain monochrome screen, so you don't get the colors in there, but it does use the buttons to navigate. And this is Garmin's entry-level watch, so it's pretty basic in terms of the information it's giving you, similar to the G6, although then you do get a little bit more connectivity with the app and you can record your scorecards on this watch. But if you want the cheapest Garmin that does have full whole maps, well, at least the option to have full whole maps, then you're going to need to go for the Garmin S44 instead, which, as I say, retails for then £300, plus you then have to pay around £9 a month to get access to the full whole maps, or I think it's £80 a year or £90 a year to get access to those on an annual basis. So there is a big difference in price point, but there is a huge jump up in terms of specifications with the 44 as well. So overall, I quite like the G6. I think it does its job really well, and it's found itself a nice little corner of the golf watch market. It's affordable, it's simple to use, and it does have whole maps if that's a feature that you quite like the sound of. I'll include some of the reviews that I've done on those alternative watches that I mentioned earlier right here. And if you have found this video helpful, then please make sure you tap the like and subscribe button. It It really does a lot to help support the channel.